Good afternoon, you're watching the Midday News. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. The top stories on our desk: BOWMAN LUSAMBO calls the Speaker of the National Assembly, NELLY, MUTTI, as a UPND CADRE. Patriotic Front members look miserable as they watch NAKACINDA behind bars.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the...
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
The Midday News in detail. The desire for beauty enhancement has landed some Zambian citizens in a health crisis after buying fake medicines on the black market. Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale says a 25-year foreign national, Kayowa Midu, has been repacking various types of drugs into his own labeled containers and purporting that the rebranded drugs can cure, among other things, HIV and AIDS. Mr. Mwale says the suspect has, through a fake online business, swindled citizens huge sums of money, while their health complications have only gotten worse. The deputy police spokesperson says the suspect has since been apprehended and slapped with the offense of obtaining money by false pretenses. Details in this report.
A 25-year-old foreign national identified as Kahuya Midu has been arrested by the Zambian police for swindling the public huge sums of money through the sales of fake drugs on the black market. Deputy police spokesperson Danny Mwale says the named suspect has been buying drugs and repackaging them in his own labeled containers, which he has been reselling online, purporting that the medicine cures different diseases, among them HIV and AIDS.
This suspect has been doing is that he would get to a drugstore and buy a genuine drug. So once he gets a genuine drug, then he removes the content and repackage it into his own container. So you would repackage it into his own container, and then he picks he picks what he prints using his computers, wherever, and then he places it to be the brand. So take for instance that he buys a paracetamol. So what is inside is paracetamol, and then he sells you something like he sells you something like this. This is the Gamora.
Mr. Mwale has explained that the suspect has been selling a bottle of purported fake Gomoro drugs, which he says cures HIV and AIDS at 2,500, while other fake drugs have been sold for over 1,000 kwacha. He says the lady who is HIV positive has been a victim of the scam in a long time, which has affected her health.
We have got one so far who we may not reveal her name now because she was getting she's alleged to be getting HIV drugs from him. But like I said, he would sell a different type of drug, but the label shows that they are HIV/AIDS. They are HIV drugs. So this lady has been paying him money through and through for a long time.
The desire for beauty enhancement has also landed some citizens in buying fake enlargement creams from the suspect.
Enlarging gel. See?
Enlarging what? Gel.
So this is for men, enlarging, I don't know what they enlarge men. And then this is for fertility. You see? There is one, this is for pulling. I don't know what women pull. You see? You see, we need to inform members of the public. You see that? Leg implements and the balms.
Netizens have since been warned against buying medicines online and from unknown sources, and that anyone who has bought any of the products labeled with the fake seals from the online business should discontinue their use. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
8 opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament have discontinued a matter in which they are challenging the decision by the Speaker of the National Assembly, NELLY, MUTTI, to disallow them from participating in parliamentary business. According to a notice of discontinuance filed in the Lusaka High Court Wednesday, the members of Parliament have discontinued the application for an order for leave to move for judicial review dated 7th December 2021. LUSAMBO and 7 other PF members of Parliament whose election were nullified had applied for leave to commence judicial review. Meanwhile, the court has granted the Attorney General leave to commence contempt of court proceedings against Raphael NAKACINDA. Details in this report.
Barely few days after commencing a judicial review before the Lusaka High Court, challenging the decision by the Speaker of the National Assembly, NELLY, MUTTI, to disallow them from taking part in parliamentary proceedings, the 8 Patriotic Front members of Parliament have decided to discontinue the case. Kavushi Member of Parliament BOWMAN LUSAMBO, Kwacha Member of Parliament Joseph Malanji, among others, had applied for leave to commence judicial review on the 7th of December 2021 against the Speaker's decision.
In view of my ruling, all members of Parliament whose election was nullified by a decision of the High Court, whether or not such decision has been appealed against, shall forthwith not take part in any parliamentary business. Only those who will be successful in their appeals in the Constitutional Court will be allowed back in the House and take part in Parliament business.
The applicant had argued that the decision by the Speaker was unconstitutional, thus making it illegal, irrational and procedurally improper had she acted unreasonable by entertaining the point of order. The 8 who were eager, waiting upon the court to reverse the decision by the Speaker, seem to have U-turned from their earlier decision, and now, according to a notice of discontinuance filed in the Lusaka High Court, they have withdrawn the case. Meanwhile, the Lusaka High Court has granted the Attorney General leave to commence contempt proceedings against PF Chairperson for Media and Publicity, Raphael NAKACINDA. 2 days ago, Mr. NAKACINDA, whilst at the court ground, alleged that President Hakainde Hichilema was summoning judges to his house.
Component that Binocracy has identified. Yeah. When we were coming here, we were zooming over the weekend. Hakainde Hichilema is not sleeping. He has begun to summon judges to his house. To try and intimidate them or coerce them to advance an agenda to bring a one-party state in this country. But as it were,
just after making these allegations, yesterday, the Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha filed an affidavit in support of summons for leave to commence, or rather, cite Mr. NAKACINDA for contempt of court. The Attorney General wants Mr. NAKACINDA to show cause why he must not be sent to prison for contempt of court, arguing that the alleged statement has damaged the reputation of the judiciary and brought its independence into question to the public. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
In other news, gunshots were Wednesday afternoon fired at Lusaka's Justin Police Station, where Patriotic Front Chairperson for Media and Publicity Raphael NAKACINDA was detained for defamation of the president contrary to the laws of Zambia. Mr. NAKACINDA was summoned by police with regards to a statement he issued at the High Court grounds on 30th December 2021 that alleging that President Hakainde Hichilema made some judges concerning the issues to do with the 9 members of Parliament from the Patriotic Front. Details in this report.
But it doesn't work like that. Because they were supposed to move out there, but the move.
Patriotic Front PF member of the Central Committee in charge of Information and Publicity, Raphael NAKACINDA, has been detained in police custody at Lusaka's Charleston Police Station. Police Deputy Spokesperson Dan Mwale has Wednesday confirmed the development.
Statement from Raphael Mangani NAKACINDA, aged 43, of farm number 1794, Kafiwe District. This is in regard to the statement he issued at High Court grounds on December 13, 2021. And the interview he had on one of the radio stations in Lusaka. He has been warned and cautioned for the offense of defamation of the president, contrary to Section 69 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia.
Earlier, leader of the PF's Operation Binoculars, who by mere looks seemed prepared to spend the night in the cells as he was spotted together with his sympathizers with assorted items, he addressed the media shortly before his detention.
Now we have been summoned for basically defending the integrity of our judiciary and also defending multi-party democracy in this country. We know that Mr. Kinde has an agenda to lead this country into one-party state. And therefore, he wants to use this whole arrangement to intimidate us.
This interrogation, however, did not go without confusion as some suspected UPND cadres raided the station.
What's your issue? What's your issue? What's your You guys, what's your issue? What's your issue?
The police swiftly apprehended the suspects who were on the run after the caused confusion. However, this has worried some PF officials, wondering if Mr. NAKACINDA will be safe sharing the same cells with the suspected UPND cadres.
We were assured through our legal team that Raphael NAKACINDA would be put in a separate cell away from those hooligans because the police officers themselves appreciate the fact that those 7 cannot be put together with Raphael NAKACINDA. However, I'm extremely disturbed to hear that the PRO of the police has reneged on that offer, on that promise, and that he's saying they only have 2 cells here and 1 for cell for males, and therefore Raphael NAKACINDA is going to be kept in the same cell with his assailants. This is very worrisome.
Mr. NAKACINDA Monday accused President Hakainde Hichilema of summoning judges to his house to influence the handling of cases and outcomes with a view of taking Zambia back to a one-party state. Alex Shimba, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Kabushi Member of Parliament BOWMAN LUSAMBO has condemned the ruling by the Speaker of the National Assembly, NELLY MUTTI. Mr. LUSAMBO has alleged that Ms. MUTTI is not fit for the job, but a UPND cadre. Mr. LUSAMBO says the opposition have a strong confidence in the judiciary as they await for the Constitutional Court to proceed with the matter. The lawmaker was speaking to Camnet TV in an interview.
Which we don't know. We know that the matter is in the courts of law, and as we are out of parliament, we are giving our people in the constituencies a disservice. And this disservice is because of having a cadre speaker. The speaker in the National Assembly, that lady, she's not just a speaker, she's a cadre. All of us, we know that she's a cadre from the UPND, and she has failed to fit in that office. That office needs someone who is above board, okay? And we are enjoying the business in the House with the Deputy Speaker one, because she's trading between the lines. She knows that if she's not above board, that house will be destroyed. But I can assure you that we have for instances where the Deputy Speaker one, she has cautioned executive members from the executive with a very strong honor from the Deputy Speaker one. But the First Speaker, Madam First Speaker, all of us, we know that she's just a very cheap cadre, and we cannot allow that house to be reduced to the cadre behavior. We are not going to do that.
That item ends our midday news. The headlines once again. BOWMAN LUSAMBO calls the Speaker of the National Assembly, NELLY MUTTI, as a UPND cadre. Patriotic Front members look miserable as they watch NAKACINDA behind bars. Thank you so much for watching the midday news. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Good afternoon.